Saturday, December 2nd, a full card of can't-miss action. DARIUSH and Arman TSARUKYAN collide and more. Live on ESPN and streaming on ESPN+.
Man, I love Texas. I have a lot of friends here. I come here often, so I love Texas. And to be able to fight in Texas is great. You know, I had a really big win against Tony in Texas, and I didn't have the crowd on my side, but afterwards it was all love. It was something about Texas, man. I love the Southern hospitality. I love the way people treat each other, and I'm looking forward to fighting in front of fans.
You know, I always like to fight with crowd because it's more fun. So it gives me more energy. I'm so excited, you know. He's a well-rounded fighter. I think he's gonna wait what I'm gonna do and like check it out what's my game plan gonna be, and then try to defend my wrestling and like strike me, and never know. I think like he wants to try to take me down too.
I would say he's a great kicker, and he mixes up his striking to takedown, so it's something I have to be aware of. His ability to mix it up is very good, and I would say it's very high level. So, you know, you could say he's not the best striker, but he's very good at striking. He's not the best grappler, but he's very good at grappling. And I think what elevates his game even more is his ability to mix it up. So that's just something I have to be ready for.
Yeah, you know, it's like you have a lot of film on him. You know, this guy's been fighting, it feels like Moreno for the last 10 years, it almost feels like, right? So there's a lot of film on him. You know he's going to bring it, you know he's going to put on an exciting fight. I wouldn't say a little more pressure. I think it's you know, it's, if you read into all the hype and all the I guess, you know, build up to the fight, you could too, but I mean, you could put more pressure on yourself, but I don't see it. I see it as him coming to my division, and you know, I'm glad to welcome him.
Bom, sabemos que o Jorge é um cara incrível realmente, né? Eu tenho estudado as lutas dele, vi que é um cara que luta muito. Só que eu não vejo as pessoas muito trabalhando o corpo dele, né? Será que o corpo dele aguenta? Né? Vamos ver, vamos tirar essas conclusões. É um cara que é incrível, um cara que gosta de porrada. É um trocador nato, né? É um strike. E eu sou um dos melhores strike da categoria de baixo. Estou subindo para me testar na categoria de cima. Então eu tenho certeza que vai ser uma luta insana e talvez aí uma luta que vai concorrer ao bônus da noite.
Oh yeah, of course. Especially in that first round or two, he comes really hard, you know. So I'm expecting that from him. You know, be careful, make sure I don't make any mistakes, and then I'm going there and try to take his head off.
Well, we're still kind of dialing everything in, you know. For this fight, we got it all dialed in, but I mean, off camp, we're gonna have to figure things out, and then all the way up to my next fight, we're gonna have to dial stuff in for sure. But for right now, we're just focused on dialing it in for this fight and focused on this Saturday night. I think it makes him dangerous either way. You know, this guy is a young guy, hungry guy. He's in the top 10 already. He's very young into his UFC career, so I'm sure he wants to keep rising up, keep coming up the ranks, beat big names, get big fights. I remember being in his position, you know, and he's a very, very dangerous guy, whether he's undefeated or not. I have a lot of respect for a guy like Sean Brave.
Absolutely, that's exciting for me. I mean, she's a former champion. She's amazing. She's done wonders for my division and for women's MMA. I remember there was a memory that popped up on my Facebook that she retired 7 years ago, and I'm like, all right, the bantam division's open, I can come in, and that was 7 years ago, and now I get to fight her. So it's kind of cool how like manifesting and everything's coming around.
I want to accomplish a ready transition, I guess. So my goal is not to give up on myself or quit on myself before the time for change is actually here. So a lot of people, again, will look at my record and say, oh, you know, oh, she lost her last two, and she should retire. You know, I hear these words, and I just want to throw it out there to anybody, never to quit on themselves based on what other people say, and never too early. Like, really give it your all. So that's what I'm here to do. I don't know if that looks like any specific thing. It's just, it feels right to be here right now. It feels like this is what I'm meant to do. This is what I want to be doing. So I think when all those things come together and you know that it's right, then it's right. And at some point this chapter is going to close, and I certainly think I'm much closer to the end of it than I ever, have been before. But, it didn't stop with my last fight.